actually for each and every one of you. Where's my childhood friend at? So, Master Abdul Musawir. I didn't know him like that when we were pre-teens in the projects on the east side. But in any case, I'm going to commend everybody for what you're doing today. Whatever art form or exercise form or meditation form that's taking place, I want to commend everybody for this wonderful contribution that I believe has such a great potential for this community. I come from the perspective that your health is your wealth. So, I do a little exercising myself. It doesn't quite have the spiritual content that obviously what you're doing includes purposefully. Though as a marathon runner and a jogger, you do get a little bit spiritual. After a few miles, you got to go someplace to free yourself from that pain. But in any case, I really appreciate this because I see the age ranges that are involved, and so it's the whole community from that point of view. And I want to be supportive because this is something that I'd like to see all over the neighborhood. In every park, on a day like today, that I represent, something like this I would like to see taking place. And even in the parks that I don't represent. And I would especially like to see something like this taking place amongst our youth. And when I'm talking about our youth, I'm talking about everybody under 50. And all of y'all. Maybe even younger, but you know what I'm talking about. Our young people need this. They need this physically, they need it spiritually, and they also need it from the perspective of community, which for me is the most important perspective. And I like to see it even in our schools. So the movement that you are on is one that I'd like to see how we can bring it to our young people, especially in terms of our educational institutions. I remember as a younger person 100 years ago, physical ed was almost like an automatic. Even in elementary, in junior high school, and high school. So it ain't quite like that no more. I'm not quite sure why. But the wonderful thing about this is that it's also intended to have a spirituality to it. And sometimes we think of spirituality only as something that takes place in a church or a mosque. And this helps young people understand that it can take place in other ways as well. So my office is committed to helping develop this movement, particularly as it focuses on our young people. And I want to extend to the invitation to be in touch with my office so that we can sit down as soon as possible to discuss how we can become more involved with what you're trying to do today, and I'm sure throughout the year, because I see the value of it. And I want to make sure that my responsibility, my privilege that is, to represent this neighborhood has included in it an agenda of this type. So thank you very much for the opportunity to be here to witness the miracle of what you are doing and to understand it in terms of how valuable it can be, especially for our young people and therefore for the future. We have great young people who are, and I'm going to conclude with this, who are suddenly getting unhealthy earlier in life. Their health problems are surprisingly more than we would expect. And I'm not talking about those that may be doing things bad. Like when I grew up, the health issue for a lot of us was the use of drugs, like heroin. I'm not talking about that. I think it's just that they are engaged in a lifestyle that doesn't focus on their health and focus on their well-being in the way that I think that this could be useful for them. So I'm I don't want to suggest that all young people are going to be so inclined, but I believe that more will be so inclined given the opportunity, and I want to make that opportunity available. So thank you. Very much. When I run the marathon, this will be the advertising.
All right.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. You'll be in touch.
What I'm doing for the first time this year is having a standing still challenge. We all understand the virtue of being still, but to cultivate the power that would allow you to do magical things, you have to stand still. And we oftentimes don't understand that. So for those of you who's interested in taking up the challenge that's not a martial artist, raise your hand.
It's not a martial art.
It's not a martial because it's easy for what we're going to do. So come on over. Card. You put your back behind you. And you're going to soften the knees. Don't bend them. Just soften them. Put your arms at your side. Soften. You're going to hold this face. Hold this posture for as long as you can. Now the idea is that you don't want the arms to start to go down, or to go up, or to open out. You want to be still and just hold that posture. You want to do it with grace and with poise. That's all part of the criteria that we're judging. And hopefully you'll be able to stand for the 20 minutes in that posture. Or longer than anybody else. Now, just to give you a little background while you're standing in this posture, this year I'm documenting my experience of standing. So since January 1st, I've been documenting my standing. For the first 3 months, I've been standing for 33 minutes each day, and in this posture for 25 minutes out of that 33. This month, I've been standing for 36 minutes, and 25 minutes in embracing the tree. Each month I will add 3 minutes, so that at the end of the year I'll be standing for an hour every day. Knees soft. Be still. You can't have your head moving around. You don't want to stand like this. You don't want to stand like this. You want to stand straight. Okay? Not yet. Okay. This is just a setup. This posture is called Wuji. W-U-J-I. And it's a universal statement. And it's preparation for anything else. So it's been about a minute and a half now. I'll give you a few pointers. Don't allow your fingers to close. And don't relax them when you're embracing the tree. It feels like you're relaxed, but it interferes with your ability to absorb the energy and the chi. If you look at the trees around you, they don't stand like this, right? They stand like this. How do you know when you need to water your plants at home? Because they do this. The minute you water them, they come to life, right? So that's how you want to stand. Good? Okay, so we're going to transition into embracing the tree now. When you transition into it, you want to do it slowly. The other point is when you finish, whenever you finish holding, embracing the tree, you want to return to this posture slowly. Don't do it fast. So we're going to start now. Eyes open, please. You want to feel as if though someone is lifting your arms up for you so that you're not engaging the shoulder. So your palms are at the level of your shoulders and they should stay there. Give you another little piece of advice. If you're starting to feel tight and uncomfortable, you can use your smile.
I know it's not what I'm just talking about.
Sometimes we get through our teeth.